Hello, travelers. Wow, what a year it's been. It's been a year since the coronavirus paralyzed the world and the travel industry. How has time gone so fast yet so slow? So many things have changed over the last year. And 1 year ago, I wasn't sure if or when I'd ever be traveling again. Everything was so new with the virus and the restrictions and the precautions. And there was so much processing that I had to do. I had so many emotions. For the longest time, I was really sad. I was sad for myself. I was sad for the world. I was sad for all of my travelers that had to cancel their plans. I was devastated by all the lives we were losing, and I was mad and angry about everything. So it was really similar through like a grieving process almost with everything that had changed in my life. And the pandemic definitely put a damper on my wanderlust, on my want for travel for quite a long time. My first trip that I scheduled during the pandemic was a true shining light. Yes, it was just a trip within the US. It was to Atlanta to see some amazing friends of ours. And it wasn't to an amazing tropical destination where I was going to be, learning a lot, touring hotels, but it was a big trip. It was something I was looking forward to after buying my tickets. I had that excitement again. I had that normal feeling when first booking a trip and saying, yes, I'm going to be traveling. Don't get me wrong. I was also concerned about my exposure to the virus and exposing other people possibly. And I was concerned about my husband's exposure during the trip. We had already gone down to one income with me losing all of my income for the year. If he became ill and it took our family down to no income, what would that even look like? So there was a lot of, hesitations that I had with making that first trip. So it was that delicate balancing act between fulfilling my desire and my need to travel, as well as the need for my own safety and the safety of others. I will say that first trip, I was very happy with the precautions that were taken during my journey. The airport did a great job at supplying travelers with lots of hand sanitizer, social distancing markers on the floor, as well as social distancing in the seating area. Um, and the airline, we flew Delta, they did a great job at managing the boarding process, boarding the plane from back to front, only a few rows at a time. So not everyone was crunched up at the boarding gate together. And when we did get on the plane, we were handed a clean wipe to use at our seat however we wanted, even though the plane had been sanitized with electrostatic sprayers before we got on. They gave us that wipe so that, we could have control of our own safety and be able to clean and know what surfaces had been cleaned because we did it. Snacks were handed out in prepackaged Ziploc bags, and in each bag, more hand sanitizer, a cute little like one-time use Purell hand sanitizer that you could use before then eating your snacks or drinking your water. The rental car process had also changed, and the company did a great job at distancing both in the line when waiting to get the rental car, as well as having kiosks available for use. And then they were wiping down the kiosks between each person. So that was great. And then in the car itself, we had masks, we had hand sanitizer. It was just a really nice small touch to show that they cared and that they wanted to give us different tools to make us feel as safe as we could. Um, During my other travels, during pandemic where I've stayed at a hotel, I felt like all the hotels have been doing a really great job to make guests feel as safe and comfortable as possible. Remotes have been sterilized and are in like Ziploc bags or shrink wrapped before you get into the room. They've removed like the the ceramic and the glass mugs that you find either, in the little mini bar area or in the bathroom, and they've replaced them with either individually wrapped plastic or cardboard cups. So you don't have to worry about, who has touched that glass before you because it's all wrapped in Plastic is single use. Um, so you know that, nobody's used that glass and just put it back on the tray without it being cleaned and changed out. I will say it's been interesting staying at hotels where the housekeeping services have been modified. Most of the hotels that I've stayed in since the pandemic started don't have housekeeping coming in on a regular basis. Sometimes just depending on the length of your stay, they might come in once or twice to do towel and trash exchange. Or I have, like, at each hotel, they've always been available. They said, call us if you need anything. We're not going to come into your room unless you give us a call. So that they're monitoring, how many people are coming in and out of your room to try to limit exposure options for you, the traveler, as well as them, the employee. And when we did need things brought to our room, when we were down in Universal, we needed extra pillows and a blanket. They brought them up to the door. They had them in a plastic bag. They set them outside the door, knocked, and then, left, so that we didn't have to have face-to-face interaction with anyone. So travel, it does look a lot different now, since the pandemic. And different can be scary as we don't know what to expect. Different's normally new for us, but different doesn't mean bad. So I want to know, how do you feel about traveling during the pandemic? What are your biggest questions? What are your biggest safety concerns? Have you been able to balance those safety concerns with your want and desire for travel? I do want to know. I also want to make it clear that I'm not here to talk anyone into travel that's not ready for it. Being ready to travel is a very personal decision, and only you are going to know when you're ready to get back out and travel. So I can't wait to hear from you, hear your questions, hear your travel concerns, see what I can do to answer those with my own experiences, and then, slowly and comfortably get people back to traveling when they want to travel. So hope you have a fantastic day. I cannot wait to hear from you, and we will chat soon. Bye-bye.